the one night where Raw and SmackDown go head-to-head. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my WWE 2020 Survivor Series predictions. Obviously, WWE Survivor Series taking place this Sunday night. And honestly, man, when you look at this Survivor Series card, when you look at this card, yeah, the matches are going to be great. But the problem with this year's Survivor Series is that there is little to no build heading into this show. It's like they waited 2 weeks to really start preparing for Survivor Series. Now, obviously, you have the big 30th anniversary of The Undertaker, which is this Survivor Series is serving up to be the final farewell of The Undertaker. This is The Undertaker's last hurrah. This is it. This is where The Undertaker officially announces his retirement from the WWE. No more Undertaker after Survivor Series. Obviously, it making sense that this is The Undertaker's final farewell because it was on this Sunday night. It would be 30 years since the 1990 Survivor Series where we saw the official debut of The Undertaker. But I'm being perfectly honest with you right now. If you took out The Undertaker's final farewell, like if Undertaker wasn't being promoted for this show at all, I promise you right now, nobody would care about Survivor Series. I bet you people are tuning in. The main reason why people are tuning into Survivor Series is to see, okay, what's going to happen with The Undertaker? What's going to happen? Now, the only match that I can say on this card that has had little build was Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. I believe they're doing a contract signing on SmackDown tonight, so that's pretty cool. But we'll get to McIntyre and Reigns when we get to them. But let's kick off this pay-per-view prediction video. Let's start off with the 5-on-5 elimination match, Survivor Series elimination match. Team Raw, AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Riddle versus Team SmackDown, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, Seth Rollins, and to be decided. So I don't know who's going to be a part of Team SmackDown. I really don't know. Who knows? Maybe they might do another qualifying match tonight, or maybe Murphy might be a part of Team SmackDown, or Rey Mysterio. I don't know. Hell, I don't even know if Rollins is going to be on the show because he's facing Buddy Murphy tonight, and many people have stated that, after tonight, Rollins is taking time off. So, which is weird because Rollins is in this match, and I thought that, Survivor Series was going to be his official last match, and then Rollins was going to go on break, because, Becky Lynch having the baby and everything, but I guess not. So, I don't know, man, but anyways, man, Team Raw is going to win. Team Raw is just stacked. You got the phenomenal one, you got Keith Lee, you got Sheamus, you got Strowman, you got Riddle. This team is just stacked, just a bunch of monsters, just a bunch of freaks. It makes sense for Team Raw to win. So I have Team Raw winning this one. Okay, so, and by the way, in my personal opinion, I see either Keith Lee or AJ being the sole survivor, for their team. We saw last year with Keith Lee, being a part of Team NXT. We saw what he did last year, and we all saw how amazing Keith Lee was, especially that little confrontation, that little sequence he had with Reigns at the end. It was just really great. So, I got one of those two being the sole survivor. Okay, so we have another Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. On the women's side, we have Team Raw being Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Lana, Lacey Evans, and Peyton Royce. Now, originally, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke was supposed to be a part of this team, but they got replaced because in real life, Mandy Rose suffered an injury, shoulder injury, or something like that. And because of that, because they had to take Dana Brooke out because obviously if Mandy is not going to be there, then what's the point of Dana Brooke being there? So they was like, hell, let's put Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce and let them replace them. Now you have Team SmackDown, Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and 2 members to be decided. Now, here's who I think could possibly be on Team SmackDown. You have Bayley. Obviously Bayley, because she's moving on with the Sasha segment. She's not really doing anything now. She could be a part of Team Smack Survivor Series since she's not doing anything for Survivor Series. Or you can bring Rhea Ripley and put her on Team SmackDown, because Rhea Ripley had an amazing match with Io Shirai, but she lost. And it is being rumored that Rhea Ripley is coming to the main roster. And honestly, maybe Rhea Ripley could come to SmackDown. I can see, Rhea having those great matches with Bianca Belair and Ruby Riott and Bayley and Sasha Banks. We all know how great Rhea Ripley is. And if it's not Rhea Ripley, or, it could be Charlotte. Who knows? Well, I don't know about Charlotte, because Charlotte might not come back into the Rumble. Her injury is too severe. But they did say, she could come back at Survivor Series, but I don't know. She could. I see Charlotte coming back at the Rumble. So that's my thing. So that's my take. All right. So, moving on from that, I got Team Raw winning this one again. Team Raw just dominating. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, they're going to be the sole survivors for their team. They're just unstoppable, unbeatable, unguardable. They're just unstoppable. You might as well build them up, since, they're your champs. So, women tag team champs, even though no one really cares about the women tag team championships, which sucks. But anyways, moving on from that. So at this point, Raw is 2-0. Now we have Bobby Lashley, who is the United States champion over at Raw, a part of the Hurt Business, taking on Sami Zayn. We all saw the feud between Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn in the past, and we all knew how that went down. Cough, cough, Sami Zayn, Bobby Lashley's sister segment, cough, cough. But despite that, that was 2017, 2018. No, I think it was 2019. 2018. So that was like 2 years ago. Things have changed, okay? Lashley's unstoppable in the Hurt Business, and Sami grew a bigger beard, so... But I got Lashley winning this one, man. Lashley's going to show off that dominance, man, and he's going to win. So at this point, Raw would probably be 3-0 right now. Now, to save this from being a complete annihilation for, SmackDown and Raw, we have, in my personal opinion, a match that is going to steal the show, a match that could potentially be the match of the night, which is a champion versus champion tag team match between The New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, versus the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, who are the SmackDown tag team champs. Guys, this is a great match. And it's weird because this is a match that hasn't really had that much build, but you know what? You know that these two tag teams are going to go out and put on a show. I mean, they're going to go out there and just kill each other. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be more surprised if they go out there and don't do nothing, and the match ends up being boring. But this is the New Day we're talking about. This is the Street Profits. This match ain't going to be boring. Promise me. This most likely, in my personal opinion, could be potentially match of the night. And I got New Day winning this one, because... Wait, no. Love New Day to death. Profits didn't win this one. My bad. I was about to say Raw, because I don't think Raw should sweep SmackDown. In my personal opinion, I don't think they should. So Street Profits win this match because they needed, they needed, the New Day at this, their big tag team. Do they really need to beat the Street Profits? The Street Profits need a win to solidify themselves as a dominant tag team here, even though they have no heat on SmackDown because the tag team division is dead in the WWE. But the Street Profits, great tag team, got Street Profits winning this one. Now, this is a match we already seen thousands of times, especially over the summer, but every time they face off, they just go at it each time. Asuka, who is the Raw Women's Champion, versus Sasha Banks, who is the SmackDown Women's Champion. Sasha Banks needs to win this one. I love Asuka to death, and, Asuka, well, we all love Asuka. Who doesn't? Who doesn't like Asuka? But Sasha Banks, man, she just won the title. She literally broke her own curse by retaining her championship in her first title defense. She needs this win to solidify her more as a top contender. And then Carmelo will probably attack her after the match, and those two will probably head into TLC, and it'll be Sasha Banks versus Carmella, maybe in a TLC match or a ladders match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. But I got Sasha winning this one. And then in our main event, Drew McIntyre, who is the WWE Champion over on Raw, versus the Tribal Chief, the Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, who will be accompanied to the ring by Paul Heyman. Now, McIntyre just won the title back on Raw, and, people were talking about how nobody wants to see Randy Orton versus Reigns. Oh, I'm glad, Randy lost the title. Now, here's my personal opinion. If Reigns would have still been champion, yes, the match would have still had little to no build. Well, no build whatsoever, because Randy did not, I don't really remember, not one time over this Survivor Series has mentioned Roman Reigns at all. But they can have a great match. Perfect example, SummerSlam 2014. Orton and Reigns had a great match. A great matchup, Go back and watch their bout at SummerSlam 2014. They had an amazing match. And it wasn't even the main event. It was a semi-main event. But it was really good. Really good. Anyways, who do I think needs to win this? McIntyre just won the title. Lashley lose. But Reigns needs to win this one, man. I love McIntyre to death, but Reigns has been killing it as Universal Champion. Reigns is a guy who should just not lose at all. Reigns made his return at SummerSlam. He is the hottest he's been in a long time. Reigns is a guy who really does not need to lose. He cannot lose, no matter who he's facing. The only time Reigns needs to lose is when he loses that Universal Championship. Until then, Reigns needs to be winning match after match after match after match after match. Unstoppable. Like he did with Jey Uso. Unstoppable. Just make Roman Reigns unstoppable. This is going to be a great match. And maybe potentially match of the night. But Reigns, in the end, needs to win. And here is my prediction. Reigns beats McIntyre. McIntyre is laid out in the ring. And who knows? The Miz could potentially come out, cash in the Money in the Bank, and win the WWE Championship. So I'm saying that the Miz can potentially win the WWE Championship. Or the next night on Raw, Randy and Drew could once again have another match. And, Miz comes in and wins the WWE title, and then, who knows? Something like that. Now, before we end off tonight, like I said, this is the Undertaker's final farewell. I don't think they're just going to end the night off like this. I think they're going to end the night off with the Undertaker coming out, obviously, because this is about the Undertaker. The superstars are obviously going to be all around the ring, streaming "Thank You, Taker," breaking character and everything in a world where kayfabe is dead. In my personal opinion, I really hope this is the final farewell. I really hope, because with the WWE, man, they always do this shit. They always pull out these shit for advertisements. We've seen it with the once-in-a-lifetime advertisement. That shit was false. We've seen it with Triple H versus The Undertaker one last time. false advertising. And they always do this stuff so they can pour in money. They can pour in the views. Because watch, The Undertaker's going to come out and announce his retirement, and then who knows? Booyaka Booyaka, a wrestler comes out, challenges The Undertaker to one more match at WrestleMania. Guys, I've said this before and I'll say this again. Undertaker had a great send-off at WrestleMania. He does not need to go again. He does not need to have another match. I know everyone wants to see him versus Sting in a ring. Trust me, I do too. But in life, some things are just not going to come to fruition. Undertaker versus Sting is one of those things that will never happen. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Hulk Hogan will never happen. It's just going to be in our minds or in the video games where we can play them on the video games forever and ever. It sucks we're never going to see a match between The Undertaker versus Sting. It sucks we're never going to see a stare down or a promo battle. It's just not going to happen. But in some way, somehow, WWE's like, nope, this is not the final farewell. Undertaker's WrestleMania 37, his final match. Have The Fiend come out, take out The Undertaker. Undertaker versus The Fiend at Mania. The Fiend wins. The Fiend officially becomes the new face of the Fear. And then The Undertaker officially goes into retirement. But hopefully, prayfully, this is truly The Undertaker's final farewell. So, this is my WWE Survivor Series predictions. Honestly, even though I said all these predictions, I think in the end Raw's still going to win because they obviously still think Raw's the A show, even though SmackDown is better than Raw. So I hope you guys enjoyed my Survivor Series predictions, and yeah.